This is the Rift by Ride1Up. This here is a step-through model in Arctic White. They also offer a step-over model, and they offer both models in a forest green, a graphite gray, and of course the Arctic White. I'm 6'2". This is what I look like standing next to the bike. On the bike, admittedly, it does feel a little bit small for me. I wish it was a little bigger. I wish the handlebars were a little bit closer to me, but that can be fixed with a riser or new forks. Other than that, it's a really well-built bike. Let's look a little bit closer at some of the features. The Rift is powered by a 750 watt continuous, 1000 watt peak hub drive motor, and that motor is controlled by a controller that's hidden inside the frame. This is really cool because it allows all the cables and all the wires to be hidden and tucked away nicely. You can't see them. It does, however, make it a little bit difficult when it comes time to change that rear tire. Just a little bit extra work, and we'll show you in another video how exactly to do that. Once you do it once, it's real simple, real easy, but it's a real clean, real nice setup on this Rift. All of these TIG welds are really nice. I love the way this is put together. It's a real quality bike. The battery in the Rift is a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. Should give you a lot of range. It is removable. Simply insert your key, twist, it will pop out. It has a quick release here. You can pull that battery out and charge it anywhere you like. Tires are 26 by 4 inch Kenda knobby tires. These are great for off-roading. They work okay on the street. They're a little loud, but they do great in dirt, gravel, rocks, off-road. There is a front suspension. It is adjustable and locking if you prefer. There is no rear suspension. It is a hardtail. Your gears are controlled by an 8-speed Shimano trigger style shifter. I really enjoy this shifter. Of course, controlling the Shimano derailleur. We have a left thumb throttle. Your display is on the left, and everything just feels really nice on the front of this bike. The brakes are 180 millimeter disc style brakes. They are hydraulic 4-piston calipers. It's going to give you a ton of stopping power. That goes for the front and the back. The brakes are really incredible on this bike. The headlight and taillight are integrated into the bike, which means no worrying about charging them. The taillight does also work as a brake light when you pull the brake handles. The rack on the back is integrated with the frame, which makes it real durable, real rugged. It will hold up to 150 pounds, which of course is most children, light passengers, whatever you want to throw on the back of this thing. One of the things that's really unique that I love about a few of the models that Ride1Up offers, including the Rift here, is this Connect Plus system. It's a quick release system on the rack that allows you to put baskets, passenger seats, a few other accessories on the back of the bike just by on, off real quick. This basket will slip on, slip back off. The seat, passenger seat, goes on, clicks on. It's not going anywhere. This passenger kit also comes with a guard to keep legs and hair and things of that nature out of the spokes. It also comes with what we've already pre-installed, these foot pegs for your passenger. This Connect Plus system is really cool. I really enjoy being able to have the basket with me when I need it, pop it off real quick when I'm taking the kid out. It's awesome. Your display is going to give you your miles per hour, your battery life. It will allow you to show it in percentages and in voltage, the wattage being used, your total odometer, max miles per hour, average miles per hour, how long you've had the bike on, your pedal assist level, and your trip. We currently have 5 pedal assist levels, 1 through 5. Again, in the settings, you can set that to be anywhere from 7, 9, depending on your preferences, how much power the motor sends through each one of those pedal assists. But that's all in the advanced settings. Again, we'll go over that in another video. The bike does come out of the box regulated at 20 miles per hour. Before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and raise that up. Hold both your plus and your minus buttons to get you into the settings. Go in display settings, hit power, go down to your speed limit, up to 28. It's as far as it'll let you go, 20 and 28. And then you can head on back. Ride1Up states that the bike puts out 95 newton meters of torque. So we're going to start our ride going up this hill. It's about a 20% grade, but it is grass. It is a little bit off-road, so the traction won't be great. And we'll see how it does using throttle only. All right, starting at the base of the hill from a dead stop, throttle only. It's picking up speed pretty nicely, 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour. Gonna cap at about 7 miles an hour. 7. Yeah, it looks like 7's gonna be the max. Oh, almost 8. But it went up that hill with no issues whatsoever on throttle only. So we're going to take a nice ride along the Salt River here in East Mesa, Arizona. We're going to start off with some speed tests. We're going to start with pedal assist 1, see what kind of power that allows us, what speed it gets to. We're going to verify our speeds with our GPS here as opposed to the speed on the display. We'll start in pedal assist 1. See how that goes. Looks like pedal assist 1 is going to give me about 115 watts of power. It's going to cause me to work quite a bit. It is going to get me up, faster than you would be on a normal pedal bike. I'm going 17 miles an hour right now, and I'm going uphill. I am working a lot harder in pedal assist 1, but again, not much. 19 miles an hour in pedal assist 1. Let's go to pedal assist 2. Pedal assist 2 looks like it's going to give us about 230 watts of power. It's going to be a little bit more. We're up to 19 miles an hour. Again, we are going uphill. I can feel it. I would be pretty exhausted after a ride like this. Going uphill in pedal assist 2. Let's go to pedal assist 3. Pedal assist 3 is going to give me just under 400 watts of power. This is 388 watts of power right now. We're up to 20 miles an hour. Again, the GPS and the display seem pretty much the same. I got 22 here and 21 here. 22, 22. We'll see how that goes as we get up into the higher speeds. They tend to separate a little more in the higher speeds. Let's go to pedal assist 4. Pedal assist 4 looks like it's going to give us 575 watts of power. Again, this is a 750 watt motor, continuous, so it is safe to run it at 750 watts constantly. It's a 1,000 watt peak, so if you needed a little bit of extra power, it's there for you. 95 newton meters of torque. It's going to get you up hills and get you moving quick. We're going 24 miles an hour on the GPS and pedal assist 4, 25 on the display. Let's bump it up to pedal assist 5. All right, so pedal assist 5, you can really feel the power. It's given us 955 watts, 930 watts of torque, so it's getting up towards that peak, watts. It's getting up towards that wattage, that peak wattage. I'm going 25 miles an hour. Again, I am going uphill though. It looks like we got a flat spot coming up here. Let's see how fast it'll get us going on this flat section. We're at 25, 26 on the display, 26 on the GPS, 27 on the display, 27 on the GPS. Ride1Up claims it has a top speed of 28 miles an hour. It's going to be difficult to get to that. You're going to need a little bit of a tailwind, maybe a little bit of downhill. I might have a little bit of a headwind now. I would say 28 is probably about as fast as you're going to get this thing going on pedal assist 5. Now I'll show you here in a minute when we get off of this hill what throttle allows you to do. So I'm going up a pretty decent hill right now. I'm in pedal assist 5, and I'm putting quite a bit of effort in. I'm going 18 miles an hour, and I'm working. It's giving me 940 watts. I could probably stop pedaling and just go with the throttle. Going to the top of the hill, so it's not quite the same. Looks like throttling is going to give me the same speed as it would be pedaling. You're just going to use a lot more battery. Now I'm at 999. This display peaks at 999 watts, so you have no idea how far over that you're actually using. We've come to a pretty flat spot here. We're going to do throttle only. As you can see, throttle's only going to allow us to get up to about 20 miles an hour. We've got 19.4 on the display over here. Now we're at 20.4 and it cuts power. It's going to continue to cut power every time you hit that 20 mile an hour limit if you're using throttle only. There is no way to change that in the settings. The only way you can change it is to manipulate the speed sensors or change the tire size quite a bit. But you see, I just hit 21 miles an hour on the display and it cut power to me. So if you want to go any faster than 20 miles an hour, you're going to have to pedal with this bike. Again, I'm in pedal assist 5. Pedaling, once you get up to about 26 miles an hour, you're ghost pedaling at that point if you're not going uphill. So I'm going to pull over here and lose the GPS. I am going to stay in pedal assist 5 for most of this trip. I did, obviously fluctuate around between the pedal assist levels to show the different speeds that they would do. But I'm not going to, I like to do a throttle only test to see how far it'll go because that's really pushing it to the limit. But since this bike won't allow me to go over 20 miles an hour on throttle only, I'm going to pedal assist 5 this one because the 20 miles an hour would take way too long. I am showing that we have about 31% battery life. We will check the voltage here in a little bit, see how that matches up. Once we hit about 20%, that's when we'll stop and see what our mileage is. We're currently at about 15 miles. 20% is about where I like to stop if you're trying to really preserve your batteries. Stopping at 20%, charging to 80%, those are the rules to keep the battery life the longest. Today we're going to take this thing until it dies. Once it completely dies, we'll see how many miles we've gone that far. This motor is quite loud. It's a lot louder than any others that I've tested or played with. It's not a huge issue, but if you're trying to kind of be stealthy and not make a whole bunch of noise, it is kind of loud. If this is not the best road, I mean, we're bouncing around quite a bit. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. It's probably pretty stable on the camera. But bouncing around as much as I am on this road, I still feel really comfortable. The suspension's helping a lot. This is Goldfield Recreation Area. We're just gonna take a pit stop here and do a quick braking test. It does look like we're right at about 20% on our battery life as well. So let's check out what the voltage says and see if it's accurate. So percentage-wise, I said we're at 20%. If you switch it over to volts, it says we're at 44.5 volts. And that's actually pretty accurate. 44.5 volts is right around 23, 22%. So surprisingly, it's pretty accurate as far as the percentage is concerned. We'll switch it back to percentage really easily by going into the settings menu, display, and then we're going to change from voltage to percentage. And now that we know it's pretty accurate, we'll pay attention to the percentage moving forward. We got 20 more % on this battery. We're going to take it till it dies. All right, so now we'll do a quick brake test. We'll get it up to about 20 miles an hour, and we'll hit the brakes. Again, they're hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter discs, 4-piston calipers. It should brake really well. It should have no issues braking at all. It might be a little loud and clunky because the brakes are so new. They wear in quickly. That's normal for most of these brakes. So we'll get it up to 20, and we'll see how well it stops. Stopped really well. No issues at all. we've got a little more dirt here. It's loose dirt. Again, those knobby tires, no issue with terrain like this whatsoever. It's got some bumps, some dirt. The suspension feels great. The seat, it's not bad. It's pretty squishy. Like I said, we've gone 18 miles already. Let me hop off real quick. The seat's got a nice squish to it. For going 18 miles, my butt feels pretty good. I think I could probably ride. Doesn't have any springs or suspension in the seat at all, but it's still very comfortable. Got some really beautiful views out here at the Salt River. I love it out here. The weather's perfect. I just felt the motor kick off. It says we're going 31, 30, almost 32 miles an hour. It feels very stable at the higher speeds. Again, we were going downhill. The only way you're going to get up to that speed is going downhill. It feels very stable at that speed, though, if you are going downhill. Now we're going uphill. We've got 18% battery life left. Pedal assist 5. I'm able to get up to 22.5 miles an hour. It's not the biggest hill, but it would be a lot of effort on a pedal bike. The bike does have a cadence sensor rather than a torque sensor, so it is going to be a much easier ride. Torque sensor you want to go with if you're looking for more of a regular pedal bike feel that's just giving you some help. The cadence sensor is pretty much just going to be on and off. Once you start pedaling, it kicks that motor on at as high as you're going to allow it, depending on your pedal assist level. And once you stop pedaling, it's going to kick it off. A long press on the plus is going to turn your lights, headlights and taillights on. Again, when you do pull on the brake, that taillight does act as a brake light. It does get brighter. As you can see, if you can see, the display does dim when I turn the lights on. If you hold the minus button, though, on the other hand, that will put it into walk mode. Say you're trying to take it up some stairs. Say you have a flat tire. You're in a crowded space. Hold the walk mode, and it'll start moving the bike at, I believe it's 1 or 2 miles an hour. And that will allow you to walk alongside of it without having to put any effort into it at all. We're now at 20 miles, still 16% battery life left. My wife is coming to pick me up in the truck after I run out of battery, and if this continues to go any further, she's not going to be happy about how far she has to drive. Going over the bridge now on the Salt River. It's a real popular spot for fishing. In the summer, it's a lot of tubing, picnicking. But like I said, this motor is fairly loud. If I was in more of a congested area, somewhere that was a little quieter, not so much road traffic, it'd be pretty obvious. I have noticed when riding along a regular residential street, it's quite a ways away, people will turn and look at me, probably because they hear the motor and wonder what the heck's going up behind them. But it is fairly loud. It's not unbearable, but it's a lot louder than I would like it to be. Got a pretty decent headwind on us right now. I don't know if it's messing up the audio at all or not, but the headwind's pretty decent. We're still going 22.5 miles an hour with only 15% battery life left. I am putting a little bit of effort in with my legs, but I could probably let go, stop with my legs, just throttle only, and it doesn't like it because we have such little battery life. It's not going to let me throttle only. So that's a good cutoff there. It's not going to let you give it full power at 14%. You can see the battery meter now is red. We're going to be running out. It's probably going to cut us off here pretty soon. They do have a cutoff. I don't know where the cutoff is on this one, but typically they have a cutoff so that you don't damage the battery, don't damage any of the components. So we may be making a call to my wife to come pick us up here pretty soon. Again, we're at 21.5 miles, 13% battery life left. That's pretty solid. It is showing red on the battery meter. It would really like us to stop at this point. We're gonna push it a little further, see when it does cut us off and tells us we're done. But so far, I'm thoroughly impressed with the range on this bike. We're at 22.4 miles now, 12% battery life left. buckle off real quick. We view some of these mountains. We're really lucky to have these right in our backyard, Mesa. Yeah, it's really special. Let's keep going. See how much further this battery's gonna take us. I do fear this hill coming up here at this point with 11% battery life left. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to the top of this hill. It might die on me before we get up there, but we're gonna give it a shot. 22.6 miles so far. A lot of hills, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a little headwind. Right here is Saguaro Lake Ranch, a really cool place to push off if you like kayaking, paddleboarding, things of that nature. We're gonna go ahead and turn into here because I don't expect this battery to last much longer. And I don't want to get stuck in those hills with all that traffic zooming by. So we'll just do some laps around in here, around the ranch. All brakes on the way down that hill. Big hill. All right, so I think what we'll do at this point is we will turn around and head back towards that recreation site we passed earlier. And hopefully we make it. It is downhill, but I think that'd be a really smart place to pull off so the wife can come pick us up. Just heard some thunder coming from those clouds in the distance. Watch us get stuck out here. This hill coming up's pretty brutal at 10% battery life left. We'll see what happens. Those clouds over there look nasty. I don't think we want to get caught in the rain. You can hear the thunder. Oh yeah, I'm putting a lot of effort into getting up this hill. Let's downshift a little bit. Use this like a real bike. We're at 10 miles an hour going up this hill, 9% battery life left. It does not like me right now. But we're about to the top. Definitely had to put some effort into getting there. All right, so there is not a bike lane on the right side of the road. So unfortunately, we have to cruise on the wrong side of the road to get back. It's all downhill. This is kind of nice. 9% battery life left. This should extend it a little bit. Those mountains look absolutely beautiful with the clouds. It does look like a storm's coming. We are out by the river. We do not want to get caught in a storm out here by the river. But once you get up into those winding mountain roads, it gets a little more uncomfortable on the bike with the cars passing by, and I did just feel a raindrop, so that's not good. We're at 7%, 25 miles. It's still letting me cruise at 25 miles an hour in pedal assist 5. It is cutting power quite a bit. We only have 444 watts coming to us. So I might have spoke too soon. It is cutting quite a bit of power. It's only giving us 377 watts right now, 360 watts. It's probably going to shut us off completely here pretty soon. We're at 7%. We might hit 26 miles. We'll keep an eye on it though. We got a hill coming up here. I'll tell you, the hill isn't going to be fun with only 330 watts of power. I'm going to be pushing pretty hard going over this bridge. You know, it's not terrible though. There's the Salt River. Going 20 up this hill. It's only giving me 280 watts of power though. So that 20 is coming a lot from my legs. Oh, it just killed it. 0 watts, 6%, 26.2 miles. Let's pull over real quick here. Let's see what voltage it killed us at. All right, so it cut us at 40 volts. That's a lot lower than I would have liked to take the battery. Looks like it's gonna let you go 40 volts and then no more. So what we're gonna try to do now is we're gonna turn around and find a safe place to park this thing. Wait for the wife. So now it's all us. We're out of power. I'm gonna turn the lights on just because it is starting to get a little dark because of those storm clouds. And we will take this hill. We will appreciate the fact that there's a downhill coming up here pretty soon because this bike is not light. It's 85 pounds and it is you can hear me breathing. It's a lot of weight to push around. So we're gonna come over here to this bridge, turn off, park it, and wait for the wife. Hopefully find somewhere to sit under so we don't get rained on too bad because I'm definitely feeling the raindrops now. 14 miles an hour under my own power. Not bad for an 85-pound bike. All right, it's definitely starting to sprinkle, so let's go get out of this rain. All right, so under the Ramada now, out of the rain, we got 26.9 miles out of the battery, almost 27 miles. It was a lot of uphills, a little bit of wind. Obviously, we got a storm coming in. I'm impressed. I really, really enjoy this bike. Seat's comfortable. The power's nice. The torque is nice. Everything works really, really well. Got a lot of miles out of it. If you were going to use this to commute, you could put plenty on that rack there. It would take you quite a bit of miles. If you work close, you might not even have to charge it at work. Take it to work, take it home, charge it when you get home, or use the company's electricity and charge it only at work. I do commute about 20 miles, so I would have to charge it at work. But it's an incredible bike. Really, really nice build quality. Everything works really well. I really enjoyed this bike. It looks nice. It's clean. It's comfortable. Good power. I don't have a whole lot of negative to say about it. If I'm searching for some cons, and I really have to be searching because I do really love this bike. I do wish the handlebars were a little bit taller, a little bit more adjustable. I wish the motor wasn't quite so loud, but I'm getting 95 newton meters of torque out of it, so you give some, you take some, right? Other than that, the knobby tires, they're loud on the street, but they're not meant for the street. The knobby tires work fine for what the bike is meant to be used for. I use my bikes more for commuting, so I would put a street tire on it. But that's easy enough to change. Again, all of the hidden wires, the hidden cables, they make it a little more difficult to do any sort of maintenance on the back tire, the back wheel. But I'll be doing a video here very shortly to show you how easy that actually is once you try it. It's a great bike. My savior.